In 2026, Elon Musk is not merely the world's richest man, he is the wealthiest individual ever recorded in human history, the first person to surpass $800 billion in estimated net worth, and according to Forbes' most recent billionaires list, he holds a fortune of approximately $839 billion. That places him so far ahead of the second wealthiest person on Earth that analysts are now debating not whether he will become the world's first trillionaire, but when. The man behind the empire, Elon Musk, was born in 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. He displayed an unusual aptitude for technology and business from childhood. By the age of 12, he had written, built, and sold a video game for $500. His upbringing was not without difficulty. He was bullied severely throughout his school years, and the experiences left a mark he has spoken about openly. Despite this, he completed degrees in both economics and physics at the University of Pennsylvania before relocating to North America to pursue what he had already decided was an inevitable path. His first significant business was Zip2, a web software company for the media industry, which he co-founded and sold to Compaq in 1999 for $340 million. His share of the sale put $22 million in his hands at the age of 28. He moved that capital immediately into his next venture. He co-founded X.com, which merged with Confinity to become PayPal, and when eBay acquired it in 2002, his stake generated $165 million. He directed $100 million of that directly into founding SpaceX the same year. The pattern that followed, of taking the proceeds of one audacious bet and channeling them into an even more ambitious one, has defined every phase of his career since. He became one of the founding investors in Tesla Motors in 2004, assumed the role of CEO in 2008, and turned it into the most valuable automaker on Earth. He built Neuralink to develop brain-computer interface technology. He founded The Boring Company to rethink underground infrastructure. He acquired Twitter in 2022 for $44 billion, rebranded it as X, and restructured its operations and content policies fundamentally. And in 2023, he launched xAI, an artificial intelligence company, which in February 2026, he merged with SpaceX in the largest corporate combination by notional value in history, creating a combined entity valued at $1.25 trillion. The SpaceX IPO is now being prepared for mid-2026. Mansions, jets, cars, and the life he lives. Despite controlling a fortune that exceeds the GDP of many nations, Musk's primary residence is a studied statement of deliberate minimalism. He lives in a ranch-style house built in the 1970s in Boca Chica, Texas, close to the SpaceX launch facility. The property covers around 1,600 square feet and is estimated to be worth $50,000. Musk rents it rather than owning it, a detail he has referenced publicly as a reflection of his stated philosophy that possessions should not define identity. He has also lived in a compact 430 square foot prefabricated home, a boxable unit available for around $50,000 with installment payment options, demonstrating a deliberate preference for efficiency over display in his private living arrangements. His history of property ownership tells a different story. He once owned a mansion in Hillsborough, California, built in 1912, spanning 16,000 square feet across a 47-acre wooded estate with classic luxurious architecture, 7 bedrooms, and 10 bathrooms. It sold for approximately $32 million. In the Bel Air neighborhood of Los Angeles, he systematically acquired 5 neighboring mansions over several years, eventually selling 4 of them in a single package transaction for around $62.5 million, a consolidation that reflected his desire for greater privacy across a contiguous hillside with panoramic city views. He also owned the former home of actor Gene Wilder, a 2,800 square foot property that had undergone significant renovation and which he eventually sold for approximately $7 million. When he travels, he does so in aircraft that reflect a different standard entirely. His Gulfstream G550, of which he reportedly owns 2, is a 96-foot jet carrying up to 13 passengers with a fully equipped galley and lounge. His Gulfstream G650ER adds intercontinental nonstop range and is divided into 7 distinct areas, including a VIP cabin, a conference area, a lounge with a television, and a private bathroom. At the top end sits his Gulfstream G700, 109 feet long, capable of speeds approaching the sound barrier and configured with a full living area, elegant kitchen, and private suite. Its cost is estimated at $78 million. His vehicle collection is anchored by the brands he creates. He drives a Tesla Model Y valued at over $50,000, a Tesla Cybertruck at approximately $60,000, a Tesla Model X SUV at around $80,000, and the Tesla Model S Plaid, capable of traveling 395 miles on a single charge, with recent versions costing over $150,000. He also owns the Tesla Roadster, which accelerates from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 1.9 seconds and reaches a top speed of 248 miles per hour, priced above $200,000. Among his historical acquisitions are a 1967 Jaguar E-Type, a Porsche 911 Turbo, a Lotus Esprit submarine car from the Bond film The Spy Who Loved Me purchased at auction for around $800,000, and a McLaren F1 that he bought in 1999 for approximately $1 million and subsequently crashed. On the water, he has been photographed aboard the 78-foot yacht Zeus during a vacation in Greece, a vessel that carries up to 6 crew members and is rented for approximately $52,000 per week. His philanthropy includes a $55 million donation to cancer research at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, $50 million to the X Prize carbon removal competition, $30 million for schools in Cameron County near Brownsville, Texas, $10 million to fertility research at the University of Texas, and the transfer of shares valued at approximately $7.9 billion to the Musk Foundation. The business empire in 2026, the scope of what Musk controls in 2026, represents something the business world has no clear precedent for. His majority stake in SpaceX, now merged with xAI, to form a combined entity valued at $1.25 trillion, is the single largest component of his fortune. The merged company is preparing for a public offering in mid-2026 that analysts project could be the largest IPO in history. Tesla, despite a turbulent first quarter of 2025, in which profits fell 71% during Musk's period of reduced focus while leading the Department of Government Efficiency, has since recovered as he returned his full attention to the company. He holds approximately 13% of Tesla's equity. The Department of Government Efficiency itself became one of the defining stories of 2025. Tesla shares rose 12% in the immediate aftermath of Trump's 2024 election victory, during which Musk donated $118 million to the campaign. His other holdings include The Boring Company, which carries a market value in 2026 of approximately $5.7 billion, and Neuralink, the brain-computer interface company now valued at $5 billion, following its first successful human implants. Starlink, the satellite internet service operated under SpaceX, continues to expand globally and provides a substantial revenue stream that has become a key component of the SpaceX balance sheet. X, the social network acquired as Twitter, despite having lost an estimated 70% of the value it carried at the time of purchase, continues to operate as a platform with hundreds of millions of active users. According to Forbes' 2026 annual billionaires list, Musk's net worth now stands at $839 billion. He added nearly $500 billion to his fortune in the 12 months preceding that figure's publication, a pace of wealth accumulation with no parallel in recorded economic history. He remains the undisputed richest person alive, holding more wealth individually than the GDP of countries including Sweden and Poland. If this updated look at how Elon Musk has built, invested, and lived his life in 2026 has given you a sharper picture of the most consequential business career of the current era, share it with someone who wants to understand what is actually happening at the top of the global economy. Hit the like button if this kind of detailed breakdown is exactly what you want to see more of. Subscribe for more in-depth profiles of the people and decisions reshaping the modern world. Leave a comment with which of Musk's companies or moves you think will define the next decade, because the list of candidates is genuinely long.